button.
The podcast lamp is lighted on the 04 level aft.
Hey, doggy.
It says we've been on for a minute and 15 seconds. I didn't.
Ooh, doggy.
They might have heard something they shouldn't have heard.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, everyone?
John Lunsford,
Jason Becker.
And we are back for another exciting episode of the 04 Level Aft. For those of you, because I got my own personal Facebook on here, follow us on Under the Cloud on the 04 Level Aft on either Facebook or YouTube, and we'll watch it there. I'm just putting it on here tonight. So this is a podcast about a bunch of sailors who used to hang out on the 04 Level Aft, smoke cigarettes, talk about stupid stuff, and have conversations for hours and hours and hours.
About the stupid stuff.
Yeah. About the stupid stuff of life and the stupid stuff of the Navy, and had a lot of great conversations and a lot of stupid ones. So, so this tonight we're going to introduce and bring a friend that we had, someone who spent a lot of time on the 04 level with us smoking cigarettes back in the day, who left us and went on and did a lot of really cool things for the Navy. I guess I don't have anything really to get into. Sorry, we've been kind of getting our stuff kind of put together. It's just we'll have one scheduled and it'll get canceled. We'll have one scheduled and it'll get canceled. So
life happens sometimes, man. Life happens sometimes.
It's all me. I'll take all the blame for it. So
100% my fault.
So without any further ado, everybody, welcome Mr. Cody Gates.
Cody, hey guys. Cody.
Commander, or what did you retire as? That's what I need to know. Commander.
Oh,
so Commander Gates. No, yeah. I'm gonna call you FC2 because that's what I knew you had.
FC2, FC3. I still got my whites. I don't think they fit anymore, but I still got them.
Well, you wash them so many times, Cody. They shrink.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. I changed uniforms so many times in nearly 29 years, so it was a lot. Oh, wow. I got a lot of uniforms.
Wow.
So 29 is what you did.
28 and a half. I'll say that half because if you guys remember, I was supposed to get out June 1st.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I got extended until November 1st.
You got voluntold to continue?
Pretty much voluntold, yeah. Hey, yeah, you're staying in. Actually, they didn't even tell me. They just kept it a secret. I had to figure it out myself.
When did you decide? When did you make that decision to go from enlisted to officer?
I just left Lake Champlain, went to Groton, Connecticut, shore duty. And
was it 01, 02?
What's that? Yeah.
Was it 01, 02?
01.
01, yeah.
Yeah, because I left around 01, and then I got up to Groton, Connecticut with Brian Jones, which that guy, he'll tell you the story. He's like, oh, Cody, you're going to love it. Oh, you'll love Groton, Connecticut.
He's from Groton, though. So wasn't he from there?
Yeah. So he's like, oh, you're going to love it. It was all right. Providence was much more fun. But no, when I was there, I was like, hey, if I'm going to stay in this Navy thing, I'm going to go to college. And, looking at isn't E5 was not, the best. And, trying to raise a daughter and everything. So that was probably the main decision while I went. And John Erner. You guys remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Him and Graham Hagan.
Oh, I remember Graham.
Yeah. They taught me into it. Remember, because I applied to Boost with Norm at the same time. He applied for Boost, and I applied for Boost at the same time. He got in trouble. If you guys don't remember that.
Yeah. He came on.
When didn't he?
Yeah.
When didn't Norm?
Yeah. But then that's when my ex-wife got pregnant, and I was like, "Oh, they discharged you from the active duty military, and I'm about to have a kid." I was like, "There's no way." So I pulled my package.
So when did you leave Lake Champlain? Was it before or after 9/11?
I remember I was on vacation in the Outer Banks, North Carolina, when September 11th happened. So I was getting ready to transfer. So I transferred in December.
Okay.
So right after that, because I remember renting a car because my plane got canceled. I had to drive across the country with a 1-year-old. It was not a fun trip.
So when did you get to the Lake Champlain? We were talking about that before.
February of 98. I think
okay,
okay.
99. No, 99. February 99.
Oh, so you wasn't there long at all.
No, because I'm 85, and you could do the 1306 to change your seashore rotation to
Right.
match that as an E5. So I did that, and then I re-enlisted in a Guard 2000, which took another year of sea time off. So, and then I was trying to get to Virginia, and then they said the CWIS techs were overmanned, so they sent me to special programs, and I was a drug and alcohol counselor for about 3 years.
That's so. I remember. I don't know why I was feeling like I knew that you were leaving to go to Seaman Admiral. Maybe that's something that we kind of talked about, something you would put some thought into.
Yeah, I guess I can't really remember. I remember John Erner giving me the message when I left. He said, "Here, take a whole, look at this," and I remember carrying it with me to Connecticut.
Yeah, I remember Erner. That was y'all's Divo, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
then it was Kufel before that, I think.
Yep.
I barely remember mine.
Oz is the other guy.
Graham Hagen was our chief petty officer.
Yep.
You ever contacted him?
He got out at senior chief, didn't he? Or did he stay in for a while?
14 years as an E8. Got out.
Are you still in contact with him? With anybody?
No. He wrote me a letter of recommendation, but he was still on Lake Champlain whenever I did all my package, though. Right. Him and Vic Guillory gave me a real good one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Guillory. Well, it's a blast from the past.
He made 3-star, I think. Pretty sure he
made 3-star. Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He
was enlisted too, wasn't he? I believe so.
I don't remember.
I believe he was, yeah.
Your boy Mike Meskovitz, the Weps.
Mm-hmm.
Mashevitz?
Yes. You mean the guy who spent a lot of time
in trouble
in Kansas?
Fat Leonard, yeah.
So we've talked about this on here before. Mashevitz was probably the mentality of Stan Mashevitz was the reason I got out of the Navy.
Oh, really?
Those type of idiots, and they make your life miserable for no reason. But it's not his completely fault. But
I remember we were working on the CWIS, and we thought we had we're working on a circuit breaker, and he walked up. He was a prior electrician.
Right.
Asked us how the circuit breaker worked. I was like, is this guy serious? Or is he just joking around? So,
yeah. He was probably serious.
Were you there at Seal Beach when the seagulls pooped on him?
I was there, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was standing on the pier, and we had untied and getting ready to leave. And he was barking orders at us, and the seagulls flew over him and pooped all over his uniform. And then because the fantail sea and anchor was all combat systems, so we all worked for him. And then we could not stop laughing, and that made it worse. And then we got called to quarters, and we had to get yelled at for laughing, as the chiefs and senior chiefs were also laughing at the situation. So, yeah, but it was people like him that I have tried my entire adult life since to not be like.
I mean, I've had, really, really bad leaders. Guy in Smitic, I thought this guy just hated me and rode me so hard. But anybody else, it was like he was the nicest person too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why is this guy? And then I don't know. But he was a guy that I was like, I'd never want to be like that guy.
Right.
But I was in 04. I was 04 screen for command at that time. I was like, I do not want to work with this guy.
That's crazy. So when you went officer, by the time Facebook kind of came around and you popped up on Facebook, you were already an officer. You were probably, junior grade, maybe even lieutenant.
I don't remember.
But I mean, I was like, oh yeah, that's so crazy that he's doing that. So did you do mostly sea time, or was it kind of still the same thing in that world? Because I know the rotations are smaller. So how did that work?
I did 4 years on my first ship as an ensign and a lieutenant. JG. We called it a fleet up program. I showed up and I was just a brand new ensign, didn't know anything. I just remember driving the ship through the lakes of the Panama Canal, and I'm just like, I have no clue what the heck I'm doing right now. And you asked John, or not John, but Brian, I remember telling him a story. They said, hey, dog leg this turn. And I was like, I have no clue what that means. But he said, we're going to turn right. I said, okay, right standard rudder. And everybody's like, no. Okay. Brand new ensign. I had no clue. No, I did 4 years. I did a fleet up. I did my first and second tour basically on the Robert G. Bradley frigate at a Mayport. I went to school at Jacksonville University. So I was here or in Jacksonville for about 10 years.
Where do you live now?
You know where Millington, Memphis, you're Millington, the Bureau of Naval Personnel. I live about 20 minutes north of Millington in a little town called Munford. When I
That's
say
a very
little town,
dangerous. That's a
No,
very
no.
dangerous place, ain't it?
in Munford, no, man. I guess
I
if
thought
someone wants a
Memphis
stop
was.
sign, maybe. I guess hits a deer.
Oh,
We-
okay, but
we
Memphis
know
was
that.
rough. So
But,
did you ever? This is one of the questions I had. Like, did you ever, as the officer, find yourself drawn back to CWIS and kind of like just did you
Yeah.
ever, like, even though you might not have been combat systems, did you ever walk up to them and say, "Hey, you need to do this better. This has to look better than this"?
Just
or-
messing around with them.
oh yeah,
On the same thing, Robert G. Bradley, when I first got there, I remember checking him with the XO, and he's like, "Oh, you were a CWIS guy. Well, ours ain't doing too well. Maybe you go back there." And I was like, I don't know if they want some guy, some ensign that's in the engineering department or whatever, coming up here to try to tell them what to do. So I just stayed away. Didn't do with it at all. I mess with them,
yeah.
you know, especially when I was a CSO on USS Arlington. So we didn't have CWIS, but we had RAM.
Yeah.
So I would go up and mess with them. I was like, when they fix it, I said, "You need me to come down there and get in the pubs and figure this out for you?" Like, no, sir, no, we got this.
I can still crash gates. I know how to do that. Still.
So Cody, you basically had the best of both worlds. You know, if anyone called us sir, whatever, we're not sir, we work for a living, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You were enlisted and you were an officer. Give us basically, well, tell me the pros and cons of each. Like how does it compare?
It really depends. Are you talking about like if enlisted to like compare like your ensign and lieutenant JG and lieutenant to an E5? You know,
Right.
You don't know exactly what you're doing. You're dumb enough or you're smart enough to get things done. But as a lieutenant, I mean, I didn't really have. I mean, I basically I counted on my chiefs and my warrant officers for everything.
Gotcha.
I remember if I'd go see the captain, I would always have my EMO right behind me, you know, and I would say, "Hey, this is what now he's going to tell you." But I was able to be dumb, I guess, and not really not know. And then
Gotcha.
I was just able to do well because the people that worked for me did well.
Gotcha. Yep.
But I guess as a senior officer, I didn't enjoy it. I guess
A lot of responsibility, probably.
Yeah, a lot. I didn't really have it, you know, especially when I became the XO, Mate 05, I didn't really have a lot of say. That's why I got out. They're like, "Hey, you know, you're going to California, you're going to Japan." I was like, "No, I'm not." I said, "You just moved me to Mayport, Florida, and I didn't even want to leave Virginia." So I said no, and that's when I put it in my package.
So you can't choose where you want to go, huh?
You can, but you don't have as much freedom.
Yeah, there's not as many slots available.
There's not as many billets available, especially in Mayport for an 05.
I know if you re-upped when you were enlisted, you had like maybe 2 or 3 places you could choose to go.
Well, that's all changed now too. It's really difficult. Yeah, the way they do the processing for orders. My MPN or so, I can't remember what it's called now, but you have like certain cycles, and you have to go through and log in. You have 3 chances, and you don't talk. I don't think you can talk to your detailer, I guess, but the way it works is getting in there, and if there's nothing there, then you know it's just like at the 3rd time it needs in the Navy. So
Yeah.
I think I enjoy being enlisted a lot more.
Yeah.
Well,
We certainly had a lot of good times.
Retirement better the way you went. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good times in enlisted, man. I remember a lot of things in that CWIS shop. It was really close to the smoke deck.
I was driving home a little bit ago, and I remember I don't know what it was. We were in the CWIS shop, and John was I don't know what you were doing, but you were bothering somebody, and it was they taped you down on the Vidmar, and then they put you out on the 04 level and just left you out there at night.
So what it was
oh, you remember this?
Oh yeah. Y'all take me to the aft mast is what it was. Y'all left me about 6 inches from the deck on the aft mast and take me there. At least you put a cigarette in my mouth and let me smoke while y'all went up to smoke. And so I had to be careful not to drop it. What happened was they had just gone through all of the what we're doing at work now. Like, don't leave your stuff open. Make sure you got good passwords, all that kind of stuff. And so I don't remember. It was either Jay's or Zane's login that I borrowed for a second, and I just emailed the other one that from that one's like that. I, just expressing my love. I'm sorry. I've been holding this back forever. I'm really deeply in love with you. Yada, yada, yada. And it was nothing like vulgar or anything, but it was just, that was me, that's the way I mess with people. And I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden somebody turned around and it was Zane. I emailed from Jay's to Zane. I remember now. And Zane turned around and looked at me. And then he said, "Hey, Jay, come look at this." And I'm over there just he. And then all of a sudden I could not move. Dennison grabbed me. You guys grabbed me. And then all of a sudden I was on the 03 level, taped to the F mast. And I would never change anything. That was amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
I do.
That was on deployment too, wasn't it?
I do not remember that part. I don't remember, but it would make sense that it would have been. But yeah, I absolutely remember that. That's one of my fondest memories in the Navy is getting hazed because I started something.
You can't do that anymore. No, I was worried about like if we were going to do a crossing the line ceremony, how what could we do because there's so many rules out there now.
Yeah,
I remember we did it on the frigate, and there's no crawling around on your hands and knees. Everybody just stood up and walked around. I was like, "This is
crap."
Yeah, this is not the right thing,
No laying on the deck, calling for flipper, nothing.
No, none of that.
Well,
very mild.
Well, we talked about this on a previous episode. Like when we look at what we hear now and think, "Oh, you guys are weak," But Chief Ragsdale, at the end of his time, which was our deployment, we all did together with Chief Ragsdale, at the end of his 20-year time in the Navy.
Yeah, I remember.
And he looks at all the stuff that we were doing at the time as weak. So
yeah, I guess you can see that. Yeah.
So it's like I look at.
I have kept in touch with him.
He hops on here a lot, comments and so which is kind of cool that when he does.
And I wish he tried so hard to get to come out and visit. I was going to have my retirement ceremony, and I was going to do it on the USS Cooperstown, and then my friend Patrick, he was CO. He's like, "Hey man, sorry, we're getting away now." And they're like, "Oh, we'll can find you another ship." I'm like, "I'm not going to go on some ship have 100 enlisted sailors go and put on us that have no clue who I am, and put on a retirement ceremony." So I said, "No, I'm just not doing it." So I just did one in my hometown of Cleveland.
So you're from Cleveland. I couldn't remember if you were from Maryville or Cleveland. So you're from one end of Tennessee to the other. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm actually going there to help my mom this weekend, so I'll be leaving in the morning to go help her out over the weekend.
So your dad
and I are actually thinking about moving to Tennessee.
Oh, really? What part of Tennessee?
Probably around Nashville, somewhere on the outskirts.
Okay.
So,
where are you guys at right now?
I'm in the Arctic tundra, bro.
Oh, gross.
Syracuse, New York.
Oh, that's right. Yes, where you were from? Yeah. Yep. You were. Was it Syracuse or from Binghamton?
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Yeah. Oh, right smack dab in the middle of the state. It's a communist state.
Well, if you ever want to come down, there's always a place here so you can just shop around. I'm about an hour south of Nashville, I think.
Okay.
No, it's not.
So
far.
we're I grew up in Appalachia on the other side of the mountains from where you grew up, and then I met Christina in the Navy in A school, and then we've been married 25 years. 5 kids, all that kind of stuff. And then when the recession of 2008 hit, it murdered jobs in Clayton and in North Carolina. So we wound up moving to Louisiana, been down here almost 15 years. So kind of crazy. I never thought I'd come down here, but here I am.
I think I've driven through Louisiana. That's about it.
Right.
On my way to go to Lake Champlain.
I noticed you've lost any remnants of accent that you might have had.
I don't know. It depends on who you talk to, though.
Yeah. Depends how much wine you have.
Yeah,
I can hear it.
And now that I'm living here now.
Yeah. So, did you say you was near Memphis or near Nashville?
Yeah, I'm about an hour north, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes north of Memphis, which is a beautiful city during the day.
Never
been to Graceland.
I never have. Never been.
No,
it's gone now. They shut it down. I thought they shut it down.
No, I got a buddy who's coming in here at the end of the month. He's staying there.
Michael Murphy's on, man.
Mike Murphy.
Uh-oh.
Already talking junk about some politics in New York.
Jay didn't get to vote for that guy, so
I wasn't able to elect the mayor, brother. I'm not in the city. I'm upstate. A lot of the city guys call upstate Canada.
Mikey
So-
got out, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been
Oh, yeah.
out for a while.
He got.
Uh,
Me and him were campground buddies together here in Millington.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we lived. He lived in one little campground, a little over from where I. When I moved here, I was stationed in Millington. I lived in a campground. I bought a camper.
That's awesome.
Bachelor life. It was nice.
So is what you did Seaman the Admiral?
Yes.
Okay,
That
and
was
so
like this-
that's not a Mustang, or is that like
Yeah.
is a Mustang just a
Well,
nickname or
yeah.
what?
I mean, if you talk to like LDO CWOs, those are considered Mustangs. But if you look at the definition, it's anybody with 4 years or more of enlisted service.
Gotcha.
So I got commissioned at my 9.5 year mark.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, so that made you outpaid. You made more than most of the ensigns for a while because you
A
had
lot,
that- yeah,
command, everything, everybody, because of my time in rate
right.
or my time in the Navy. Yeah, I think because I was going over 26, 27 years as a commander when other people were only doing around 17 or 18.
Right. Yeah, that's. I mean, I was really happy to see you go that route. I mean, it's cool. You know, it's kind of neat that worked out for you. I've often wondered, did you ever serve with anybody as an enlisted and then later serve with them in the officer capacity?
There's no, but there was a couple of like not Harry, but because during my time as an officer, I didn't hang out with other officers that much. I hung out with more enlisted. Mike.
Couldn't get it out of you.
Yeah, I mean, because I got along with them so more I could relate.
Right.
So I remember it was last year, the year before last, while I was on deployments. My wife met this other lady and through a spouse group, and then afterwards I came back and I started hanging out with him. He was in HC1 on one of the DDGs down in Mayport, and we hung out all the time. And then I almost got told that I was going to that DDG to be their XO, and I was like, "Well, this is going to be awkward," But yeah, I hung out even when I was on. I was a horrible officer, I guess you could say. I didn't have very good bearing, I guess, military bearing. With all the enlisted guys instead of
No, when Jonathan told me that you actually went officer and you became an officer and actually climbed the ladder,
yeah,
a lot. I said I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all.
No, thanks.
You seem like the kind of you were smart. You were very, very intelligent, and that's the smart move to do. But
it worked out. I probably would have got out a little bit longer or earlier, but I stayed married to my first wife a little bit too long.
you hate when that happens.
So I didn't know if that's who you're still married to.
I left her back at 18.
Okay. Well,
my choice.
yeah, I'm no judgment here. I don't know. I remember. So I was thinking about like a
Her
while
name is
back when we
Mindy.
first
Yeah.
Mindy. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I was thinking a while back, trying to think of all the Cody Gates stories that I have and all the memories I have, and most of them are either on the smoke deck or in a CWIS shop.
Yeah.
And of course, I remember standing in Pier Watch with you one time. I think that you were Pier Qualling me during like I just remember being out there on the
You
pier.
didn't do very. I wasn't good. I wasn't that good or good because I probably had no clue what I was doing.
But so one of my favorite Cody stories in my mind that I remember the most is we were sitting in CWIS and we were getting ready to go smoke. And we were, for some reason we were waiting and we was waiting on somebody to do something. And I hadn't sent any emails, so I didn't have to worry about getting taped up or nothing. But you had the cigarette hanging out of your mouth and just sitting there, and then just all of a sudden, while we were all talking, you just go and lit it up.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and you're like you took a big old drag and you had a mouthful of smoke, and you're like your eyes get really big, like what did I just do? And then so like we all just got up and hauled butt outside and
I do not remember that.
That was hilarious. That was one of them silly stories that to me, that's always those things that people remember that you have no memory of,
Yeah, I remember having snowball fights
God.
in where we were
Korea?
South China Sea, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was cold.
That's when we went to Korea. That was cold.
Yeah, I remember that.
My brother's going my brother's an officer in Air Force. He just picked up captain, and his next station is outside of Busan. So he's going to that same area that we went to. I can't remember the name.
Chinhae, wasn't it?
It's
Busan
not. Yeah,
and Chinhae?
we pulled into Chinhae and they bussed us over to Busan, which is not called Busan. I remember calling it Busan. It's Busan.
Oh,
It's
is
with a
it?
B. Yeah.
Oh.
But I remember it being with a B.
It's more fun to say Busan.
Maybe
Yeah.
because we were so
It's like
cold that
Phuket,
we couldn't
Thailand,
say.
too.
I think that
Yeah,
was
exactly. Phuket.
You know,
yeah,
I'm-
right. That's not how
I'm
you
from
say
North
it.
Georgia. I'm from North Georgia. That's the first time I've ever been in straight negative temperatures without the wind chill. That
When
was
we
the
pulled when
coldest.
we pulled in there, I was like, "What am I back in New York?" I was like, "It's crazy."
Oh, I thought it was worse when we pulled into Alaska.
Alaska was nice.
I know that you'll see an anchor sitting there on the fantail, and the piers look like it's about to fall apart. And I remember getting the message from the bridge from the captain saying, take the 6 of power until it breaks. And I was like, did they really just say that? And I was like, all right, everybody just, what was it? Bianco?
Oh
Malenko?
yeah,
Dan
Yeah,
Bianco.
Dan Bianco. Yeah, he got snored really bad.
Yeah, he also, when he took his shirt off, he looked like a rug.
Yeah.
Looked like a bear.
Yeah.
It was just like, dude, you need to put something on.
So you oh, by the way, Brian Dahlheimer's on.
Oh,
So
Brian. He said, blast from
that-
the past.
You should have been there for India. Then you could have been the absolute opposite.
Didn't know for
So-
what?
In India, when after our 9/11 deployment, after the second deployment,
I
we
didn't
pulled
even know you
into
went there. Yeah.
we pulled into Bombay, or what's it called? We call it Bombay. They call it Mumbai, and it was 120 degrees, 99% humidity.
Yeah.
All the people who argue about whether it's hotter in Miami or
Hotter in Africa.
Arizona, it was both, and it
Yeah.
sucked. And at the
Yeah.
end of that, I never had to listen to any of the.
Yeah, and I had to play a soccer game while being
It
hungover.
was so hot. Well, it started super early.
I've never been to India, but I did I circumnavigated Africa.
Oh,
And
cool.
some of the ports there were like, oh my gosh, it was so hot. Miserable.
Brian, Cody retired as a commander.
Commander.
Yep,
Yep.
commander.
28,
And Michael
28 and a half
Murphy?
years.
Mike Murphy had a dart stuck in his hand when you were in Alaska.
Oh.
I don't want to know how that happened, Mike.
Actually, I do want to know how that happened.
I want to say, I'm not. We talked about how smart Cody is. Cody's super smart. I'm not quick with some things, and some things I can figure out. I can do math on a piece of paper. I cannot do quick math. But those guys who announced the dart things, I would never be good enough to do the math fast enough. Three dart. They throw 3 darts, and they're like 126. I'm like, my math would be off every time. There's no way I could.
And now it's all
Where-
like,
where exactly- Where do you exactly watch a dart tournament?
yeah.
You've never seen dart tournaments?
Is that like ESPN 8?
In the Ocho?
Like in England, it's huge, and they had a tournament a couple years ago where 2 guys both threw 9 darts, and they got it to 501, and it was like perfect. And they had to do it again, and then one guy threw 9, and another guy threw 10, and so that's how he beat him. It was I don't know. I guess that's the stream of the internet that pops up on my. But anyway, that joke didn't land because y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
I can tell you what my funniest story, I think, with Jay is Great Lakes.
Oh,
I remember cleaning my car with a windshield cleaner at a gas station. And we missed a wrong turn. You go, whoops, or something like that. We were running around to get that. Yeah, Great Lakes is where I remember Jason most.
did you know my wife in Chicago?
I did not. If I did, I didn't. We were all there. Like Brian Jones was there. A lot of people were there all at the same time, but I don't remember anybody. I hung
met
out over
Brian
at
and
UT
Dogger.
Newberry for the time.
I met Brian and Dahlgren, and there was a guy in my class that was going. Well, so when we come to pick orders, there was 2 San Diego ships and 2 San Diego cruisers, and and Christina was already in San Diego, so I had to pick one between the two. And Brian Jones, I knew was on the Lake Champlain, so I picked that one because I knew he was there. So I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I'd have gone to the Bunker Hill, and I'd have been in her battle group, so I could at least go on deployment with her. But it worked out. I'm glad I met all you.
Norm was the guy that I knew on Lake Champlain, so he's the reason why I picked those orders.
Oh, cool.
Because he was an 86 tech, and he was with. Yeah, but he didn't go because I went to Damnac Seawiz school.
Right. I was stuck with Norm in San Diego.
Yeah. I actually talked to Norm this morning.
Did you really?
Yeah. No.
That's awesome.
He just happened to be my VSO.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he came on and talked to us about
the
VA, yeah.
And
one of our first guys.
Dude, he was like no different at all. It was like if anything I'd forgot about him, I remembered it instantly.
Well, that's one thing you're going to get with Norm. You get what you get. Norm will never change. He'll never change for anybody.
Nah, I think he has changed probably a little bit. He probably doesn't go around headbutting people anymore.
Or puking out a fire. I don't know if you remember that, Cody.
I remember
someone dared him when he was drinking. They had a fire pit. They said, "We dare you to throw up so much you put it out," and he actually tried it. He threw up a fire. Norm. Yep.
Where at?
Somewhere in San Diego.
Was that one of our parties we had to go to?
Probably.
We went to? Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Because I remember I went home and then I ended up having to come back and pick him up. And I won't go into the stories, but let's just say the next day he was cleaning out the vents of my car.
One of my fondest memories of Norm is 86 school. We had all our books stacked up on the corner of the table, 2 people to each table. And he grabbed a broomstick and he went like he was a horse. And he ran and used the pole as like a joust and just knocked everybody's books off the tables. I was like, dude. It's like, no, what did you do that for? But that's Norm.
See, it was the weirdest thing because in boot camp, I was the only one going into AECF Tech Corps. I was the only one. And then when I got to tech boot camp, I really didn't know anybody. I had my brother division. There were some people in that. But then in A school, and then nobody from A school really went to – there's only a couple went to Dahlgren with me. And then
what year were you in boot camp?
So I was behind y'all a bit. I graduated high school in 97, and I left in September. I spent that summer at home.
Okay. I graduated in 97 and went straight in.
Yeah, Christina did too. Christina, I think she because Christina got out of boot camp and she was one of them that got sent off to a carrier for a few months waiting for instruction. Wow. And so if she wouldn't have done that, I'd have never met her. So so it worked out for me. But
yeah, absolutely.
So, but then when it come to the ship, there was nobody on that ship from A school. There was, of course, all the Aegis guys, Bruce and all them guys, Pika and Mike Carter, who's fallen completely off the map. Brian Jones, some of them guys. But
what about Oliveris?
Ollie Oliveris, dude.
That was one of you guys, right?
Yeah, I was an 86 guy. 86 guy I have no idea. After I left, never got in touch with him. Never was in contact with him. Never. So I don't know if he stayed.
Do you keep up with anybody other than Brian?
Brian, Norm, and
the only one I've kept in contact is Jonathan.
Remember Tom Griffin?
Yeah. He's on my Facebook every so often. Yeah,
that's the guy I was missing because I was actually trying, Cody. I was actually trying to name all the guys that were in the Seawiz shop while we were all together.
Keith Anderson, Wallachie. Remember Wallachie?
Mm-hmm. I remember the name. I can't remember the. Yep.
Hey, I think he's a senior chief now.
Really?
I think because I remember he made chief.
He's still
when I was in Rhode. Yeah, I was in Rhode Island. I was going through department head school as a lieutenant. Ran into him.
Is that a really tall dude? No, that's Sorensen. Sorensen was a really tall dude.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Sorensen must be gone.
He was the ET. Sorensen was the ET.
Oh, yeah.
And he might have been gone by the time you got there. Or he might have come in after you.
But Dennison was in your shop. Dennison was in your shop. Gerdulski was in your shop.
Don't
Tony
know what happened to
Powers.
Shane.
You caught Tony Powers there for a little while at the end.
Yeah,
probably.
Tony Powers was there the last.
Were you there when Chavez was there?
Yeah, Derek. Yeah, I talked to him every once in a while too.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, he's retired.
Golly,
He's living in Florida.
Tony Powers popped up on something a while back, and me and him reached out and talked for a little
Remember,
bit.
you guys remember Patrick Sanders? His name wasn't Patrick though.
Sammy Sanders?
Sammy. His name was
Yeah.
Patrick, but he went by Sammy. That's what it was.
Yeah, I remember that guy. I remember me and him went to Tijuana with Chris Dale and somebody else, and somehow we got mixed up, and he wound up going back to University of San Diego with a girl, and he wanted me to go in to sleep with the other girl, and she wasn't having it, and I didn't want it, and so we went to. I wound up like just sitting in the.
Okay, was Chris
waiting
Dale
room.
in jail right while you were doing this?
Okay, so we got split up in front at the train, and Chris got off at the base, and me and him kept riding up, and because I couldn't leave him, he was so drunk, and he had some stories when that was over with, and I'm like, that's when I realized that half of his stories had to be full of crap. So my favorite Sammy Sanders story was when he was drunk on the smoke deck in port, saying that he thinks that it should be a requirement that everybody gets shocked by 120 volts at least once a week to keep their immunity build up to electrocution. That was hilarious. I think about that all the time.
Some of the smartest guys were on that smoke deck. I'm telling you.
Hey, and I
Some of
work
the smartest guys.
I work in a power cooperative now, and I think about that about every time I get near a line. I gotta stay on that so I can keep my immunity build up. 14,400 volts is a little different though than 120.
So
Cody.
you guys both just do one enlistment or more than one?
Yeah, Bud did the 6 years and took off, man.
Yeah.
I would not have stayed married had I stayed in there. I don't think my brain was in a bad spot. I needed to go home. I needed to get out of the Navy.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I was one of those guys like, hey, I'm gonna stay at ship, see how it work. That's more my officer years though.
I always say I was good for the Navy. The Navy wasn't good for me.
There you go. Yeah.
So
I
I picked up a lot of bad habits. So
I think it was good mutually both for us for 6 years. I don't think I could have done any more. I did try to go back in later when the recession hit, and they said no. But the army was picking people up, and so I tried that, and then I had to retake the ASVAB and came back with a 4, and I'm just like, well, that's God saying you don't need it. So
A 4?
a 4. I got like a 63 the first time. I don't know what the crap, like a 4, and I was just like, I took that as okay, God, I'm not going. So I'll just stay here and preach and do all this other stuff. So
I mean, everything happens for a reason, but in retrospect, I think it's because I didn't stay in because of the mentality that I was there. You know, when you're 19 to 25, that stupid age I call it. It's just I wasn't really looking towards the future.
no.
I wasn't looking toward,
Well, you had a kid, and you're thinking that way too. Your brain goes in that direction. So
I'm just curious, what do I do now? 47 years old, and I think I'm 47. I turned 47 this year. I think so.
So what are you doing now, work wise?
I wake up whenever I want to.
Good for you.
I watch whatever I want to. If I want to go outside and sit down, I go outside.
Good for you.
I watch deer every morning.
Enjoy it.
I watched 3 buck this morning fighting over a doe.
You're in the rut, huh?
Yeah.
Time for get you a 30-06 and have some fun.
Man, I like watching them. So,
Dude,
I like
Littlewood.
I love eating them.
I play with my grandkids all the time. They're over the house all the time. Yeah.
47, man. That's so it's something that I heard somebody say the other day.
I'm 46. I turned 47 this year. Go ahead.
Well, most people think that 45 is midlife, but realistically, it's not.
Yeah.
The average American, dying at 70 to 75, 45 is not even near half that.
No,
so
it's not.
like, why not enjoy it? Why you can't go fishing? Get you on.
Well, I have a 2.5 acre lake in my backyard.
Oh,
stocked. So I go fishing anytime I want.
I'll be there. I got my flag.
What's your address?
67 Waterfield Lane. I don't care.
All of a sudden, Brian Delheimer is going to show up with some wine. Hey, what's up?
So Brian, me and Brian Delheimer showed up to the ship the same day. The day y'all got in '99, June of '99, y'all came back from Alaska, and me and him were standing on the pier when y'all got in, and And so we did the entire time on the ship together, just me and him. And when I left the ship, there was only one person who had been there longer than me, and realistically, it was just me and him. Had got there the same day, and he wound up staying there for a while. Did wound up doing this 20-something years. He got out, and he's worked in the Pentagon for a little bit, but now he's in Dahlgren, Virginia, teaching
Dahlgren's
ages.
nice. I like Dahlgren.
Well, it wasn't when I was there
Oh,
back in the 90s, back in the 1900s.
I was there in 2015, I think.
Oh wow, I couldn't imagine what it looks like now.
I had a great. I was a disc golf guy, so I played disc golf every day.
What's Brian doing now? Jones.
Brian,
he's still doing yoga. He's still a yoga master.
No, he's not doing that now. He's still living in Pensacola. I keep trying to get him to come up this way. You know.
Is he married? Did he ever get married, or he's a bachelor?
No.
Oh,
But he's living a good life. I talk to him a lot. We
I need
chat
to
a lot.
reach out. He was a very important person in my life, and you know when we split up, I remember Tony Harrell walking around. He was a CT. I don't remember if you were there with him, but he was walking around with a book and like, hey, write your name, write your number, put your mom's name and her number in there. That way, because it'll never change. And because we had cell phones, but at one point you can only have like 200 contacts in your cell
We
phone.
didn't have a cell phone.
In 2001,
You had a cell phone?
2002? Yeah, 01 and 02,
I
you didn't
didn't
have one?
My area code's 904. I got my first cell phone when I moved to Jacksonville in 2004, I think.
Oh, wow.
I had a pager.
I never had a pager. But I mean, so when Facebook or when MySpace and Facebook really come out, try to catch up with people and talk to them, and most people had already moved on. So it was, if you could, some of the really close people you talk to once a year, twice a year, maybe, and then you start hearing about what's going on in people's lives, and you're like, well, I guess my life moved on. My 4.5 years on Lake Champlain was extremely influential in my life. I try not to talk about it all the time, but I do. I'm like, well, when I was in the Navy, stop talking about the Navy all the time. But like, it was a very important part of my life, But and some people I know it wasn't. Some people hated their time in, and some people did 29 years. So I guess that's.
Did you guys like go to school or anything after you got out, or get your jobs, or like think about this? Imagine you guys did do the 28 years, and then you're like, okay, now I'm out. What now?
Right.
Like I have no clue. I applied yesterday for a manager position at the Millington Airport.
Oh wow!
They're hiring somebody at their flight training center, and I'm like, oh, they're looking for someone that is personable. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
But I
so my goal was to get out and go back to the family business building houses. Yeah. And I probably could have done that. I probably would have been successful with that. We built spec houses in the mountains of North Georgia, and knocking them out like crazy. At 08 bubble, man, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac destroyed us, killed everything.
Didn't affect me at all. Yeah.
I'd started preaching, and then so that became everything for me. So like, I didn't care about work. I was trying to preach all the time. So wound up kept having babies though. Went up to 5. So, and then down here, so still preaching. I now work with the co-op though, building power lines. I just hit like, this coming August it's still a ways off, but if I'm still here, that's the longest I've ever been employed in one place. I was in the Navy for 6 years, and I was one of those statistics that they told us in TAP class that a lot of people get out of the Navy and they cannot find themselves. They're not comfortable anywhere, and they jump, move. They're not comfortable.
Was that stat too, bro?
And maybe I was supposed to stay in. Maybe I don't know. There's no way to know. Christina got out, so it worked out for us. So, I mean, I wouldn't change anything. I got 5 great kids. 2 of them's in college. My oldest one just turned 21. I'm good where I'm at, man. I'm content where I'm at. I just wish I could catch more fish.
Remember that pictures I used to send to my daughter when she was born in 2000. She's a felon now, so she can't leave the state of Virginia. Yeah. I talked to everyone. She kicked, bit, and bit a cop.
Oh no.
They'll do it every time.
The cop probably deserved it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no clue what it's about.
That's crazy.
What about you, Jay?
Oh man, kind of the same thing with John. I was just one of the stats, you know. I got out, I started, you know, framing houses, then I started siding houses, then I was roofing houses. And after that I started working at UPS. Then I jumped from UPS and did something called being a rim doctor. I drove to dealerships between Syracuse and Buffalo, New York, just repairing automobile rims. You know, taking out the curb rash, repainting them, clear coating them.
Yeah.
You know, that was lucrative business. I did that for a long time, but I didn't want to breathe in that stuff. You know, because you're breathing in all those chemicals all the time. After that, I went to a place called Burdick BMW, and I was a service advisor for a while. And then I met a guy that looked at me and said, "You need to be in the union." I was like, okay. I've had so many jobs in my life. Why not have another one? You know.
Yeah.
So I went to school to become a plumber. And that's what I've been doing ever since. I'm a county plumber and journeyman. I'm loving it. Finally found myself at 40. I was a 40-year-old first-year plumber.
Yep.
So
Dave Ramsey says that if
I'll drop
you're not making enough money, pick up a bigger shovel. 38 years old, picked up a bigger shovel at 38. So he was 40, I was 38. Because what I was doing before, we didn't make a lot of money. So I'm doing good now, but oh no, we lost him. He's froze.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I need to give you a call offline because I need to do some plumbing in this house I just bought.
I'm your man.
That's a long way. That's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't know. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I didn't have anything to do. I'd make stuff up. So I guess it's still pretty fresh though. You're like you just been out less than 6 months. So you got a good beard.
Not even that.
That's cool. Beard grew in nice.
Yeah, I shaved. It's trimmed. I've trimmed it. It was so long and so annoying. I was like, this is annoying.
That picture
So I
with you
got
and
like
Brian,
a-
it was like boom.
One of those. Yeah, I don't like it as much as when it's long, so I keep it trimmed as much as I
Oh
can.
yeah. I had a big one all the way down to my nearly to my top of my abs. I had a big where my
That's a
abs
long
would be.
beard.
Yeah, but I shaved it off a couple years ago. I miss it.
So how's the Navy changed in the past 20 years, bro?
Holy political, a lot of politics, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
You know, yeah, it was. It's been on what administration was in, especially the higher up you got, the different way it was.
Really?
But it was really, I mean, the trainings that it was a lot of politics. It changed a whole lot.
That sucks.
Sometimes I'm like, why am I still doing this? But it was like whenever I finally got to the ship as XO, I was supposed to have the XO and I was supposed to be the CO. But there were two crews, a blue crew and a gold crew. And I was the gold crew. All right. So what did you do? The ship was we deployed the ship over to the Middle East. And you do 6 months on, 6 months off, 6 months on, 6 months off. And you would flip-flop that until the ship came back. Well, halfway through that, they, with all the money and everything else that was going on, they went down to one crew, which, there has to be an XO and a CO and a CMC that has to go somewhere because you can't have two XOs on one crew. So I was that guy that got pushed out. And whatever happened, I was kind of happy, but being on those deployments and with those sailors overseas, that was the most rewarding part. And then whenever I was going to retire in June, and the deputy called me up on a Friday night, I was outside grilling chicken thighs, and he said, "Cody, on Monday, I need you to report as XO on Cooperstown." And I was like, why in the world? I'm supposed to retire. Where's my Twilight tour? You
Right.
got people that are COs that got fired, and they go be like the XO at a ROTC unit. Where's Cody Gates's? I never got anything.
Mhm.
So I was really upset about it. And then I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason, I think. Maybe there was somebody's life on that ship that I had to be a part of. And I have no clue, if that happened or not. But
Right.
the being an 05 and having so much influence over the crew, I think that was the best part of it. And especially I think because I was prior enlisted, I got more respect, I think. I was, you know,
Well, the
I
way you
just
related
talked
to
them.
him was definitely better.
Never told people what to do, especially if like, yeah. I was going to say we're a team, and I would bring them in. And it's like, hey, if you don't like what I'm saying, you got just as much say in this as I do. Tell me what do you think? But working with the sailors on that ship, it was really awesome. I mean, a lot, especially my CMC.
Do you think that?
But
I would imagine
that's whenever they
on,
said, "Hey, we don't have another spot for you in Mayport. You got to go to San Diego."
That's too bad, bro. I'm sorry.
Do you think that I would imagine early on you're being an officer with prior enlisted, you probably get a lot of credit from the enlisted people, but does the other ensigns look at you as somebody to lean on for information, or do they look at you as you know, an old fogey? But then does that ever stop? Is it 05?
No.
Are you still dealing with?
I was always the old guy. Yeah, I was.
Guy.
I was everywhere I went. I was always the old guy. I was always, 10 years older than anybody else.
Right.
Some of the ensigns that came in, some of the ensigns that came in, and I would talk to them. They were, I don't know, like, why are they even there? They didn't seem like they wanted to be there. But some people that really wanted to be there, it was a big difference. And then whenever you're the XO or department head, and you get a brand new ensign, you can see the good ones and the bad ones.
Right.
So,
I understand what you
look at them or not. I don't know. Some of them probably.
I understand what you mean about being the old guy, but guess what? When we were all together, we were the young guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were the young guys.
Yep.
And I still feel young in my mind.
Right.
But,
I know, me too.
Does it ever go away? I mean, did the old people when we were kids feel that way too? I guess
I'm sure they did. I tell you what, it takes me a second to stand up from now.
So I catch myself not like today. The kid that's riding with me, I say kid, he's 30, but he's riding with me now, and I'm over this truck. He's with my apprentice, and he jumped down off of the back of the truck, which is like a 4-foot drop, and which is against the policy. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to, 3 points of contact kind of stuff. Because if he falls and twists his ankle, then I got to explain. I got to do a lot of paperwork. Why'd you do that? Yada. But he's just, hopping down real quick because he's got the knees that can handle it. I tapped him on the knee and I said, hey, that won't last forever. Like, you better watch out because all of a sudden it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And boy, you ain't
That's
kidding.
a straight trip to the hospital for me, man.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even jumping. I'm like, you know what? I'll sit here until somebody comes and gets me down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's ladders. Use it.
I'll take the ladder then.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm really glad that catch up with you. That's pretty neat. I was hoping to get you on while you were still in, but then when you said, can I retire first? I'm like, you know what? That's a really good idea.
Because right now I'll tell you anything you want to know. My top secret clearance expired on December 1st. So I don't care.
Do you have any more?
I ain't gonna tell you anything on that.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not going to go spend time with Mashevitz, are you? No. I heard he got out. So let me ask this. We talked about him earlier. What did you think of when you were hearing about that? You were still in, and you're hearing about this guy selling secrets to the Chinese.
Yeah.
And he was your CSO.
No, he was our WEPS.
He was our weapons officer.
He went on and became our CSO.
Oh, he signed my evals as the WEPS.
Yeah, he became our CSO after you left it.
No, I remember. I didn't realize it at first. I think it was like when I was reading something about what happened, and I'm like, I know that guy.
Right.
So that's if you guys don't have one, I have an I Love Me binder. I don't know where it's at right now, but I went back and started looking at my evals. It's an E4 and E5. Then I was like, sure, shit, down. Look, he signed it. So I still have it. It's somewhere. I couldn't tell where everything's at. Right.
So somebody had posted in Navy Times and not having any idea that I knew the guy and said, check out this guy. And he had just been arrested and taken, or he had just been convicted, I guess, and gone to Leavenworth. And so I had to dig around to read the article, and I was like,
I don't think he was a spy. He was
selling secrets or something, wasn't it?
No, it's Fat Leonard. He was taking advantage of the like the supply system, or like ships pull in and out of ports. They have their husbanding agent. They have their contracts, and I think why it's called Fat Leonard, I think, is because they were adding more money to the cost. The Navy was paying.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Then I'm mistaken. Sorry.
It's huge now because we still talk about it. On ships, we talk about, okay, suppose like, well, I got to get this contract and it has to be paid through this, line of accounting. It can't do anything else. It's so strict now. And what I remember as an ensign going to Nova Scotia and having my own rental car. It's an ensign. I was like, yeah, should not have been doing that.
Right. Well, now they've kind of trimming the fat a little bit. I remember somebody was talking about not getting political, whatever. Anyway, I heard them talking about how they were complaining on a press briefing or something about how the military at the end of September will order a bunch of stuff to spend all the money, right? And and I'm like, y'all complaining about that, man. That was great. I got all kinds of tools. Yeah. We got to go to Home Depot. We got stuff we needed. They wouldn't let us have it any other time.
It's not gone away. 28 years later, it's still the same.
I remember going to Home Depot in Chula Vista and buying Allen wrenches. They had just invented the ball Allen. And so we got a bunch of like ball Allens and stuff and then used them that entire deployment. And then when the deployment was over, they all disappeared. I don't know where they went.
Oh, we know where they went.
Yeah, we know where they went.
A lot of guys in the garage.
But it still happens every, August or something. You get your unfunded list. Everything that you want to buy, but you didn't have the money to buy, and you turn it in, and they just drop hundreds of thousands of dollars.
For sure. Yeah,
that's just going to go to someone's house.
Right. Well, as long as you use it for a while. Yeah. So if you look over here to my,
I don't know multimeters at all. No.
Oh, it won't let me do it. You see that flag there? That flag flew from. In the 2002 post 9/11 deployment, it flew from Guam to San Diego.
Oh,
and I happened to be standing on the smoke deck when they took it off, and they were getting ready to put the big battle flag up, and they took it down and they handed it to me. And when they turned around to get it, it was in Radar 4, and it stayed there. And so I have that flag, and I have the one from the 2000 deployment that we put up at. When we left San Diego and then we took down in Korea, I have that flag. And this flag looks beautiful. That one got destroyed and all that cold. But I have some things. I have some weird things that I kept.
I do too. Did you guys do a shadow box or anything like that? I have not done that.
No. So there's a guy on TikTok. There's a guy on TikTok who makes wooden, like I think the ribbons are a foot. So whatever the proportion is, and he makes the wooden ribbon racks, and I can't remember. I've reached out to him, love to get him come on here and just promote his business. I want to help him out, but he makes that kind of stuff, and stuff like that would be really cool. But a shadow box, I only did 6 years. I'm not doing a shadow box. I already have a hard enough time. I already have a hard enough time when people say thank you for your service, because all I did was sit out in the Persian Gulf and just watch the B-52s drop bombs on Afghanistan on radar. But
I was walking around our local zoo this summer, and I ran into an ensign chaplain, and
ensign,
captain, whatever. But he was a chaplain, and he walked up to me because I had my Lake Champlain hat on, and he was like, "Did you serve?" I was like, "Yeah." He told me a little bit about his background and everything like that. And he said, "Thank you for your service." I was like, I really hate it when someone tells me that.
It feels weird. Like
I hate it. And he was like, "The best answer is you were worth it." That's all you have to say. No. You were worth it. Thank you. You were worth it. So that's what I say all the time now when someone tells me that. Thank you for your service. You were worth it.
I've always said, you know what? I thank you very much. I loved what I'm doing. I would have got out years ago if I didn't love it.
There you go. Well, I got to get rolling here. Cody, I appreciate you.
No, absolutely.
We had to schedule this 17 times, but here we are.
Before we leave, I just gotta tell Cody my most precious memory of him.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I've never laughed so hard in my life than this day. We were in the CWIS shop. I'm not sure if you remember this, but Chavez was there, Gardolski, Dennison, and myself. We were all sitting there. We had the radio on. You came in and you started dancing to the song. And the way you were dancing, I look at Gardolski and I said, "For real?" He just started laughing. And if you remember the way Zane laughed, his stomach would go up and down. So I started laughing at that. Shava started laughing at me, and we all just started dying. Like one of those laughs where you couldn't stop.
Her belly laugh, deep belly laughs. Yeah.
You just couldn't stop. Everyone was crying, and I think after we laughed for probably about 10 minutes, we also went out to smoke.
Yeah, it was probably. Yeah. It's time for a cigarette now.
Yeah. That was the memory I got of you, brother. Good times. Good times.
Okay. Did you guys quit smoking?
Yes. Not long. 2007, I quit. Yeah.
A little bit before that, I smoked on this last 2 deployments.
So Jay and I have talked about, like, if we could ever muster up on an 04 level laugh somewhere, I'd smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
I haven't had any tobacco in 19 years, but I'd smoke a toke on the smoke. But I'd have a cigar.
Yeah, that's our dream with this thing, man. Yeah. To actually do an.
So maybe we know somebody that
04 level laugh.
Maybe we know somebody that's connected that can get us on a cruiser and do that.
What cruisers are left?
Yeah, there's only like 6 or 7 left. So.
Yeah.
Or poor girl, Lake Champlain's done.
Yep. Shiloh's still about. That's what my wife's on. So.
But I don't know anybody. I refuse to go work for the Navy.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you're a shoe-in." No, I don't know.
Probably, but I don't want to.
You did it.
And,
You've done it.
And you're not working weekends. No weekends.
You've been there. You've done that, bro. You did your time. Yeah. Thank you for your service.
No, yes. You were worth it.
Yeah, my man. My man right there.
All right.
No, I walked real quick. I walked into the post office because they have these, now hiring, So I'm like, oh, post office, Monday through Friday. So I walked in and talked to the guy. He's like, oh, yeah, if you put in an application, you're top of the list for being retired. Really? So he handed me all the stuff, and I'm sitting there looking at it. I was like, man, I can do this Monday through Friday. He's like, oh, no, we work weekends. And I said, thank you very much for your service.
Yeah,
I do not work weekends.
That's understandable. For those of us that have done it, that's understandable. Yep.
Those are my family days now.
Right.
Well, Cody, it was great seeing you, brother.
Absolutely, man.
You look good.
Yep. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Right.
I'll reach out to you. We'll get your. We'll send you one of these.
Yeah, I got your number now. I'm gonna save you as Sexy Cody.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be texting you, brother.
Yeah, so next time I can put on my commander hat. I don't know where it's at anymore.
My daughter designed that to look like a bullseye.
Awesome.
It was supposed to look like a bullseye, but I don't know how well it worked out. But
it's not glowing. I caught it. I picked up on it when I.
It's not a glow in the dark thing, so that'd be really cool.
Yeah. All right, cheers, guys. You have a good night.
Army Navy game this weekend. Everybody watch it.
I'm going to be working, helping my mom clear out my stepdad just passed away, so we're going back to try to clear everything up.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
No, it's right on. It's all good. It's all good. That was back in June, but now she's ready to. I'm going to go out for cleanup.
All right,
sounds good.
Right on. Reach out to your dad. Send him the link to it so he can see what. Me and him chatted forever when you disappeared. And
I was with him. We went to the Vanderbilt game. It was a good time until they lost. So,
were you rooting for Vanderbilt now? Anyway, we can't get into
No, I was there for a Tennessee fan.
Oh yeah,
my dad has season tickets.
Oh man, that's the worst season tickets ever. Anyway, Go Dogs.
No, Syracuse is the worst season tickets I have ever.
All right, cheers, guys.
Later, brother.
Good. Hey, I appreciate you. I got to get off here. I got to get to the high school, pick up my daughter.
All right, man.
Love you. That was awesome. We got to get him back on.
It's always a good time, man. I'm gonna get his information and send him a hat, whatever hat he wants. Yeah. So, yep. But
I got to get you these stickers. I ain't done that yet either. So, we're going to try to do one more episode before the end of the year.
We will be doing it.
We got to find a guest. I have an idea, so I'll reach out to you about that.
Right,
you have his phone number. Redheaded ET guy. So I like to reach out to that. Maybe I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think it would be too.
So,
all right, man.
Love you. Have a great weekend. Army Navy game. Go Navy, beat Army, and this weekend. And we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Later.